Dear students, myself Dr. Mallikarjun S. Biradar, Assistant Professor in Mathematics, Government First Grade College, Basuva Kalyan. The 27th session of Graph Theory 2, the topic of the talk is Problems on Geometric Dual of a Planar Graph. In the previous class, already we have discussed what is the geometric dual of a planar graph and what is the underlying graph. We have observed some observations based on those concepts. Even we have considered some examples how to construct the geometrical dual of a plane graph. Now today we will see some problems based on the geometric dual. The first problem is if G is a connected plane graph with P vertices, Q edges and R faces. Okay, so I forgot to mention here R. And if the dual G star has P star vertices, Q star edges and R star faces, then we have to prove P star is equal to R, Q star equal to Q and R star is equal to P. So this is the simple result. So first we are considering a plane graph which has got P number of vertices, Q number of edges and R number of faces in G. Similarly, if you construct the geometric dual, the resulting graph is considered as G star. And what we are considering, G star contains P star vertices, Q star edges and R star faces. Okay, so you know already how to construct the geometric dual. What we did, first we have identified the faces of G because it is a plane graph. First you have to identify the faces, interior faces as well as one exterior face. You have to insert one vertex in each face. Okay, then you have to identify the edges which are common between the two faces, and crossing that edge you have to join those two faces, and for the bridge you have to consider one loop for that particular face. So that was the procedure how to construct the geometric dual of a plane graph. So therefore, with that observation or with that procedure, from the construction of G star, every region of G becomes a vertex of G star because every face is considered as a vertex. It implies obviously how many vertices will be there in G star. Number of vertices in G star will be equal to as that of the faces in G. Okay, so how many faces we have considered in G? R is the number of faces in G. So if R is the number of faces in G, the number of vertices in G star is equal to R. It implies P star is equal to R. So this is how very easily we will conclude this one. So therefore, from the construction of G star, every region of G becomes a vertex of G star and G star has no other vertex. Therefore, the number of regions of G is equal to the number of vertices of G star. So thus P star is equal to R. Say this is the first equation. Now we will think of the other idea. So what I said, corresponding to every edge of G, for one edge which is common between two faces, instead of that you are crossing that edge and you are joining the corresponding regions by another edge. It implies the number of edges in the G star will be equal to as the number of edges in G. So therefore, corresponding to every edge of G, there is exactly one edge of G star, and G star has no other edge other than the common edges between the two faces. So therefore, what we can say, hence the graph G and G star have the same number of edges. So therefore, Q star is equal to Q. Say this is the second equation. And as I said, if G is, you are considering a plane graph. So G is a plane graph and the geometric dual G star is also a plane graph. It implies we have got one formula, Euler's formula. What is the statement of the Euler's formula? If G is a plane graph with P vertices, Q edges and R faces, then P minus Q plus R is equal to 2. So that result holds for any plane graph. So when G star is also plane, obviously G star also satisfies the Euler's formula. So it implies P star minus Q star plus R star is equal to 2. So therefore you can say R star is equal to Q star minus P star plus 2. So from 1 and 2. So you know already what is 1. So 1 is P star is equal to R. So that if you substitute in the second equation, so you will get R star is equal to Q star is nothing but Q, because the number of edges are same in G as well as in G star, minus already we have proved in the first stage P star is R, so plus 2. So therefore R star is equal to P. Why it is P? Because P minus Q plus R is equal to 2, Euler's formula. So therefore Q minus R plus 2 is equal to P. So that's why R star is equal to P. It implies the number of faces in G star is equal to the number of vertices in G. So we have proved all the three results. Now let me consider another problem, the second problem. Show that G star whole star is equal to G, where G is a connected plane graph. So first what you have to do, you have to consider a plane graph G and first find its geometric dual. So we get G star, okay, and after getting the graph G star, again you have to find out the geometric dual of G star. So whatever the graph you get, that is considered as G star whole star, and we will see that graph will be obviously G. So what is the solution here? From the construction of G star, the geometric dual G star of a connected plane graph is also a plane graph, okay, is also a plane graph. It follows that the dual of G is the original graph G. So that is G star whole star is equal to G. Okay, so this already we have observed while discussing the construction of the graph. I have given some observations. There also I said this idea. So therefore G star whole star is equal to G. Now we will see another concept, that is self-dual. Self-dual, like that what we have discussed, self-complementary graph in the previous semester. So if you find out the complement of any graph, and if you get the same graph as that of G, then G is said to be self-complementary. Okay, just for comparison purpose I am referring that, but that concept is different and this concept is different. Okay, so similarly first you have to consider a graph G and find out its geometric dual G star. And if you come to know that if G and G star are isomorphic, then we will conclude G is a self-dual. So such a graph is called self-dual graph. So if a graph G and its geometric dual G star are isomorphic, then G is called a self-dual. Okay, I hope you have understood this concept also very easily. Now let me consider one example to clarify this concept. Give an example of a self-dual graph. So it is your choice. You can give any graph of your choice where the G and G star are isomorphic. So here I have considered one example. So this is an example. There are two vertices joined by two edges. It implies multiple edges. But as far as the faces are concerned, one face interior to the multiple edges and one is the exterior face. So there are two faces. So the same graph we are considering, the graph G here. Okay. Now we try to construct the geometric dual of this graph. As I said, you have to insert one vertex interior to one region, interior region, and one vertex corresponding to the exterior region. Okay. Then what you have to do, so we got two vertices. Then this is the edge common to the interior face as well as the exterior face. So you have to join these two vertices by an edge. Similarly, this edge is common to this interior face as well as the exterior face. So you have to join the vertices corresponding to the interior as well as exterior by another edge crossing this edge. So this is how we got a dual of the graph G, or geometric dual of the graph G, which is considered as G star. So if I consider separately these two vertices with the dashed lines, the graph look like this. So if you observe the graph G and the G star, let us see. This is the graph G, okay, and this is the graph G star. So if you observe both are one and the same. So if both are same, what do you mean by isomorphic graphs? Okay, so of course both graphs are same in terms of the number of vertices and edges. That is one-to-one correspondence. Roughly speaking, location is different. Location of the vertices is different. So in graph theory, location of the vertices and straightness of the edges is immaterial. So say we got the same graph as that of G. So therefore, what we can conclude, the graph G is isomorphic to the graph G star. If any graph which is isomorphic to its geometric dual, then such a graph is called self-dual graph. So in this case, this is an example of a self-dual graph. Okay, so we will consider one more example problem. Okay, show that the complete graph with 4 vertices is self-dual. If this is the question, they may ask such questions. So you have to consider a complete graph with 4 vertices, that is K4, and you have to find out geometric dual, and you have to show again the resulting graph G star is also a complete graph with 4 vertices. So you know already the complete graph K4 is a maximal planar graph. What do you mean by maximal planar graph? Maximal planar graph is also a planar graph. Okay, if you observe the properties, so what is that property? In a maximal planar graph, every face is a triangle. That was the observation while discussing maximal planar graph. It implies if you draw the plane embedding of K4 and if you identify every face look like a triangle. Let me consider this one. See here. So this is our graph K4. Okay. So this is plane embedding of K4 with the dark lines. Okay. Dark lines. So every face, if you observe, it is like a triangle. So there are 3 faces, R1, R2, R3, and one face is exterior face. Okay. So now you have to construct the geometric dual. You have to insert one vertex between every face. One vertex in one interior face, again in R2, R3, and one vertex corresponding to the exterior face. And this is an edge common to the interior face R1 and the exterior face R4. So join one edge between those 2 vertices. Similarly, this is an edge common to the 2 interior faces. Then you have to join like this. So this is an edge common to these 2. Then you have to join like this. This is an edge common to these 2 faces. Then join like this. Okay. So then one vertex which is exterior face corresponding to the exterior face, and it is adjacent with all other faces. Okay, because these 3 edges are on the boundary of the exterior face. Okay, so if you join, what will you get? You will get K4. So the 3 vertices with the dashed lines represent the geometric dual of K4, and K4 star, K4 are one and the same. So therefore the graph K4 is self-dual because K4 and K4 star are isomorphic. So if 2 graphs are isomorphic, so one is obtained from the geometric dual of the other graph or the same graph. So what we can say? So these 2 graphs are isomorphic. If these 2 graphs are isomorphic, then the graph K4 is called self-dual. So this is another example for the self-dual. Okay. So now what we have discussed in this session? In this session we have discussed or we have recapitulated the construction of geometric dual, and we have defined self-dual of a graph. Okay, then we have discussed some problems based on the self-dual. So what is, how to construct the geometric dual, and what is the self-dual of a graph? If the graph G and its G star both are isomorphic, then the graph G is called self-dual. And we took some examples based on these concepts. I hope you have understood. So these are the reference books. Already I have informed you in the previous class also. So with this, we conclude today's session. Thank you.